Hello and welcome to another episode of the Music Rabbit Hole. I'm your humble host, on today's musical journey, episode number 131. Yes, we've done 130 of these, and we have another one in store for you today. Happy Friday. Hope you've had a great week, and I am looking forward to sharing some more music with you today. If this is one of your first times watching this show, it's pretty simple. The way it works is I start with a band or artist you may be familiar with. Then I head down the music rabbit hole and find 5 other somewhat similar bands or artists along the way. The goal every show, just to find you some new music to listen to. That's always the goal. These bands are not supposed to just be carbon copies of the main band, but just influenced by or run in similar circles or some crossover of their sound, something along those lines. That's the goal every show. Just to introduce you to some smaller bands that you may have not heard of before. You can consume the show in a variety of ways, not only here on the YouTube channel, but also via podcasts. The show's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you consume your podcasts. You can listen to the audio-only version. And yeah, that's about it. So let's get into it. On today's episode, we're hitting up one of my favorite bands of all time, Arcade Fire, from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. 4.4 million monthly listeners on Spotify. Founded 22 years ago, which is nuts. You know them. You know these albums. I mean, Funeral came out in 2004. That was an incredible album. That 2010 album, The Suburbs, is fantastic. Pretty much all their records. I mean, you listen through, there's some that maybe are weaker than others, but for the most part, Arcade Fire just hits. And just some tremendous music over the years. They're so unique. And yeah, Win Butler, of course, the frontman there, and his younger brother, Will Butler, who's been with the band 20 years, unfortunately leaving after this latest record, this 2022 album, that came out. I'm going to be playing a song off that record, then we'll head down the rabbit hole. I will mention the bands I am going to be playing after this, the ones that are associated with Arcade Fire, like the similar bands, that sort of thing. I'm staying away from the main ones. There's some that you know for sure that are huge. The National, Bright Eyes, Modest Mouse, The Antlers, Neutral Milk Hotel, St. Vincent, Sufjan Stevens, Wilco, TV on the Radio, Grizzly Bear. Those are all ones where you're like, yeah. Those are similar to Arcade Fire. I'm trying to get into some smaller bands you may not have heard of. So trust me, I know that there's some bigger ones that are probably similar, but we're staying small here. Let's get into Arcade Fire here. This song is called The Lightning 2. This is off their latest record. All the full songs will be in a Spotify playlist. I'll put the link in the description of this video, so you can go find the full playlist of all the songs, because I'm only playing snippets today. All right, rabbit hole time. We're going to find 5 other bands you may also enjoy. We'll start with the British band Sea Power. They were previously known as British Sea Power and initially as British Air Power. This is an English alternative rock band with 120,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Albums from 2003 up through 2022. This is off their 2022 record, Everything Was Forever. The song is called Transmitter. Transmitter by Sea Power. Number 2 on our list. I'm kind of surprised that they're Spotify monthly listeners. I thought they were bigger than this because they are fantastic. Wolf Parade from Canada. 241 monthly Spotify listeners. 241,000 monthly Spotify listeners. Albums from 2005 up through 2020. This is off their. I'm going to play one of their recent songs. I try to play the most recent songs that these bands put out. Because I'm sure you could go find a 2006 band that sounds a lot like Arcade Fire, sure. But I try to stay with some more modern songs, even though Wolf Parade's been around a long time. This is off their 2020 record, Thin Mind. The song is called Under Glass.
Like science fiction, we're under the glass again. And now I can't remember how life was outside, on the outside, yeah. They pull you one way, they push you back again. I know the soul division.
Under Glass by Wolf Parade. Number 3 on our list from Stockholm, Sweden. We're hitting up Shout Out Louds. 143,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Albums from 2005 up through 2022. This is off their 2022 record, House. The song is called As Far Away as Possible. Shout Out Louds. The song As Far Away as Possible. Just going to quickly stop and remind you, continue to please like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoy the video, click the thumbs up. Appreciate that. If there's ever a band or artist you want to see on a future episode, just drop them in the comments below. I'll definitely take a look and add them to the list, and then or other thoughts. It doesn't have to just be that. If you just want to say, "Hey, cool video," I appreciate that for sure. And then last but not least, continue to subscribe to the show. I think last week we were just past the 2,500 mark. We're now at 2,544 subscribers as of this recording. So thank you to all 2,544 of you. Back half of the show, I'm kind of breaking my rule a little bit. My own rule is I try to stick with bands that are under 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify, but I kind of had to do this. Gang of Youths from Sydney, Australia, 1.8 monthly listeners. I know they're relatively big, and they have albums from 2014 through 2022. I just really wanted to make sure they were on this list. This is off their 22 record, Angel in Real Time. The song is called The Angel of 8th Avenue. It's my show, I can break the rules every now and then.
Got straight to the heart, and I was a coward and worse to my shame. I fell hard upon
the Angel of 8th Avenue, Gang of Youths, again, full song in the Spotify playlist. And again, I try to play you a snippet so you can go find these bands on your own and stream them through their channels and make sure they get their money and that sort of thing. All right, so we got one more to go on this Friday. Everything all started off with, of course, Arcade Fire. We hit up Sea Power, Wolf Parade, Shout Out Louds, Gang of Youths. Or Youths, however you want to say it, we will end today's episode with the Atlanta, Georgia band Deerhunter. 495,000 monthly listeners, albums from 2007 through 2019. This is off their 2010 album. I did go backwards for this one, but the song is called Desire Lines. This will be the song to play us out on this Friday. It has been a pleasure listening to some music with you. Hope you have a great weekend. Continue to subscribe to the show, watch other videos. There's 130 other episodes to watch if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. This has been another episode of The Music Rabbit Hole. One more time, Deerhunter, Desire Lines. See you guys.